Today I want to share a short video about how we set up our kids' chore charts. About 2 years ago, my wife and I went to Nashville and we celebrated our paying off our mortgage, and we did our debt-free scream at Dave Ramsey's studio. And while we were there, we bought this little system that Dave Ramsey sells for paying your kids. And it's a really good system. It's got tons of chores written out. It's a nice little magnet dry erase board. And basically you put the magnets on the board, and the kids each day they check off their chores when they're done, and the idea is you pay them right away. And you teach them how to work, and that if you work, you get paid. And we used that system for several years, and it was pretty good. A little bit later on, we realized there was a couple of things that we were struggling with. One of them was all the chores were written in words, and we started our kids on chores at the age of 3 or so. And at that age, they just couldn't read. So it was sort of, we had to constantly tell them what their job was for the day or for the week, and it took a lot of work for us. And we really just got behind on things, and we weren't managing it as well as we wanted to, and so we needed to change something. So we kind of went back to the drawing board, and when we redid this room that I'm standing in right now, we thought, hey, this is a good opportunity to change things up. And so we have 4 sons. My oldest son, his name is Lyndon. This is his board. He's 9. This is Reagan's board. He's 7 years old. This is Carter's board. He's 5. And then this is Grant's board, and he's 3 years old. And our idea here was that as they get older, they'll get bigger, more important jobs, and we'll pay them more. So Lyndon, as a 9-year-old, he can make $9 a week. Reagan, as a 7-year-old, he can earn $7 a week at the most. Carter is 5, so he can earn $5 a week, and Grant is 3, so he can earn $3 a week. So that was kind of our system. Seems like a lot of money. It was a lot of money, certainly a lot more than I had when I was a little guy. But it's really cool for them to have their own money. They manage it their own way, and they manage it really well. We're really proud of the way they're learning it. Now, when you get to the boards, but each board has 2 sides of it. This left side is the jobs that need to be done, and the right side is the jobs that are done. At the beginning of each week, we load up this left side of the board with the chores that they're supposed to work on that week. And you'll notice right off the bat that the chores are actually pictures of what their job is to do. So this is a dusting job for Grant, and he also is responsible for cleaning chairs. And we have a shoe shelf in the garage. This means go put the shoes, take them off the floor and load them up on the shelf. I'm sure you know how that goes. We get a lot of shoes that accumulate, and he throws them on the shelf each day. So those are Grant's job. And as he does his jobs, he moves them from the left side of the board to the right side of the board. And then at the end of the week, we pay them. We typically pay them, we have kind of a ceremony at the end of each week, and we make a big deal about giving them their money. And then sometimes when our schedule's a little different, we will just put the money underneath one of these magnets and then load up the magnet board again the next week. That's what happened here. This is Carter's board. As you can see, Carter's board's got kind of a mix of things. He's got the pictures like Grant does, and he also has, some of the words for his jobs too. But for example, some of the jobs the kids do each week, one of Carter's jobs every day is to go get the mail. So he goes to the mailbox every day. He also, once a week, he goes through the trash cans in the house and takes the trash from the trash can, puts it in a trash bag, and makes sure it all gets to the big dumpster out in the backyard so that Reagan and Lyndon can haul it to the street, because they're bigger. They need, it's a little bit heavier, so they can handle those big jobs. You'll notice here as we go that pictures went away off of Reagan's chore chart. Reagan, he can read, right? He's 7 years old, so he can read just fine. His jobs are things like laundry. Every week he puts away laundry and folds it. He also is responsible for taking that recycling out to the street. He vacuums couches, right? He can do a vacuuming job. And kind of how that goes. Now with Lyndon, since he's the biggest, he can do the biggest jobs. He can lift the most weight. He can, I mean, this kid can operate a lawnmower. So he even does that for me in the summer times. As you would imagine, his jobs are a little bit heavier, a little bit bigger, but guess what? He gets more money for them. So it's pretty cool. He has a lot more money available to him at the end of each week, and they're just doing a great job with that. Now, one last thing I want to show you is over here in the hallway, just next door to where all these boards are. We have this little section sort of hidden in the closet, and what this does is it really just helps us manage the kids' jobs. We divided our house up into basically 5 sections, and each week we focus on one section of the house. All 4 kids work in that same section of the house for their big jobs that week. And then the next week we do a different section and so on. And one of the really great things about doing that is instead of the kids being all scattered and one kid's working out here and one kid's working upstairs and one kid's working in the kitchen, they're all kind of working together, and they're literally in the same room working on the same area of the house, and it kind of motivates them to know that their brothers are right there working with them. And each week as we go, we move this to keep track of which area of the house we're working on. This board here has all of the magnets, right? So when we go from the downstairs in the kitchen area to the upstairs, there's different jobs that need to be done in each part of the house. So we move these magnets here over to their magnet boards, which is just right over here. And this is kind of how we keep it organized and keep the work flowing. And then this is also just sort of a guide where we wrote down some of the notes on how we wanted things to go. But all in all, it's a really good system. For us, it was more than anything just about mass management, just managing and staying on top of giving the kids things to do. That's really our hope, is that we can just teach them good work ethic, and we want to teach them that if you work, you get paid, and the more you work, the more you'll get paid, and the better your job is, the more good work will come to you. So we're really excited about that. Now, in another video, I'm going to show you how we pay the kids. I'm going to show you kind of some of the things that we've implemented of how they manage their money and manage their own little miniature budgets. So I'll share that in my next video to you. One of the most important things is that we want to show our kids good habits with our budgeting. We want to show them that we're doing the same thing. We're practicing what we preach, and we want to lead by example. So one of the things we do every month, twice a month, is we do a budget. We manage our budget very carefully, and we talk about what we're going to do and what we're going to spend our money on. We've been doing that for 12 years now, and I want to teach you how we do that. So we're going to do that on April 3rd. We are going to sit down, and I'm going to show you exactly how we budget. I'm going to talk you through the process. I'm going to give you the tools that you need to start budgeting today. And it will make your life so much better. It will help you plan better. You'll become more familiar with the pace of life and the pace of the flow of your money. You'll be able to see those financial goals that you've always been talking about. You actually see them happen. To get more information and to sign up, go to my website, jamesacampbell.com/budget, and I hope to see you there. Thanks.